There's no nice way of saying this, and no one else is saying this, so I'll just go straight ahead and say it. A winter blue ocean event is when you have absolutely no ice in the Arctic Ocean during an entire winter. The most essential question facing an industrial civilization is when we will have a winter blue ocean event. The melting of ice is a consequence of climate change, and the highest authority on climate change is the UN Climate Panel. Because the timing of the winter blue ocean event is so essential, the UN Climate Panel decided to ignore it completely in their latest assessment report. This report was downloadable in 2014, 28 years after work began to create a climate panel. This is the graph for January 13 for sea ice volume, and you can see that on January 13th we were down to 13.5 thousand cubic kilometers of annual volume. And you can also see that 2017 is the red color graph. That is the last time in a very long time you would see 2017 in red, because red indicates second lowest, and as you can see here on J13, January 19th, we will likely be the lowest year ever. So, and that's the previous record low was 2013, and 2013 had the absolute lowest point over here in May 15, and as you can see, yeah, probably going to smash even that record before the end of the month. Okay. You can also see that this is a slightly more colorful plot than the other ones I've been showing you. That's because you have more years. You don't only have 2017 and the second lowest. You also have 2012, and you have 2011 joining the party. So it's like colorful party. In the projection, if every day onward would be collapsing as fast as January 13 was collapsing at 8.42 cubic kilometers a day, the all-year open ocean would be June 2020. I will look at that in a moment. So here we have 2020 and also 2021, slightly more frequent, 2022. 2023 is the favorite for now. It's the most frequent projection. Also 2024. And the most interesting thing here is perhaps that you can see 2035 in a quite a big font. So it's 2035 is not totally out of the race yet. So we remember the 2020 projection. And you can see 2020 is down here. So what it's indicating is only that if this if the rate of collapse at the very tip of this red graph was to continue, it would go, straight down here, which it's obviously not going to do, because it's going to go a bit up and down like it always does. But you can see here that we are currently above the trend line. Oh, we've been going up here in 13, 14, 15. And now we're here and we still haven't caught up with the trend. So we actually, yeah, we have some major losses of sea ice to go. So for all we know, maybe we go down to 10 before we turn up again, you know. So I don't think it's going to be 2020. I think it's going to be, yeah, something on the far end of 2020. We'll look into that later in February. That the actual volume isn't 13.5 thousand. It's more like 11.9, I think. So with a more accurate satellite measurement, but we leave that for February for now. So you can also see that the volume is collapsing way faster than the extent, even though it's the same ice cap in the Arctic we're talking about. But the measurement of two-dimensional flat ice is different from the measurement of sea ice with thickness, which has the larger part of the ice is below the waterline, and that's, you know, because that water is not frozen. That's where the lion's share of the melting is going on, and you need to look at the thickness in order to see how the ice is collapsing. That's obvious. I mean, if you are a scientist and somebody is paying you to be a scientist, and you don't realize that, well, you should look into other career opportunities. So, as I said earlier, the UN Climate Panel decided to ignore completely the timing of the Winter Blue Ocean event. To most people, this means we don't have to worry about such an event, in which case most people would be dead wrong, and later just dead. If you read the 2014 climate report carefully, it is clear they are on the right side of this panel. They think the ice is flat, two-dimensional. The logic of this is simple. If you ask them when ice will be gone, and they answer when flat ice will be gone, they believe ice is flat. You and I both know ice isn't flat. It's not 2D, but 3D. Its collapse trend is rounded, not flat. The UN Climate Panel knows this, and yet they still cling to the flat E panel on the right, making them some sort of right-wing extremists, if you will, willing to risk the lives of 8 billion people with a B. So they failed us. And what do we do? Well, we did what we always do with such people. Gave them the Nobel Peace Prize.